And give praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shem, Kakadash. And I give double honor to Apostle and teach you great millstone from our Lord, truth. And literally just started watching this documentary. As you can see, I'm 13 minutes in. But let me see. I think, yes, here's the channel, GMS Bonzop 2. I forgot his name, but he's a brother of the GMS Detroit camp. And, he literally just went through, picked out a few key points in this same documentary, just going into, I think it's DuPont family, developing, they're into chemicals and shit, developing this chemical, I think it's Teflon that allows food to not stick to your pants when you're cooking. And the documentary is pretty much going into the effects that has. Not only this, but you have just Esau in general, with chemtrails, what's that shit? Pesticides being sprayed on crops, all these different chemicals that are fucking in your fast food everywhere, but this is just on this, but this kind of, I don't want to say it's open the door for those of you who may not know, but it's open or at least have an idea, but this is just one chemical or a few chemicals, because I haven't watched the entire documentary yet, but just one or a few chemicals that cause a shit ton of damage to a ton of people. And you can only imagine what that jab is going to do to people, but shit like this is the reason, this is one of the reasons why you have the hopeful elect that say to Esau, the judgment that's coming to him and that America has to be destroyed, because whether you people know it or not, all of these chemicals are affecting you. And I think there's one chemical, it may be the same one, another one that they say that stays in your bloodstream or stays in your body even after you're dead and buried. And there's no way for nature to naturally break the chemical down. And this is something Esau created. And you hear, and not only I say this, but you have other brothers, just random people say that America on the surface looks like a great and fantastic place to be. But when you get in the nitty gritty and when you get even deeper, this place is literally hell. You like what? Majority of the people are being destroyed and broken down from the inside out, and you don't even know it. A lot of you people wonder why we say America has to be destroyed, because there's no way that any of this shit is going to be fixed by, like, for example, by choosing a new presidential candidate. All of these powerful families in the that they're involved in all these industries that have more power than your president. How is choosing a new presidential candidate going to how is that, how do you think that that's going to stop them? Once again, they have more power than your president. If they have more power than your president, then putting up a new presidential candidate isn't going to do shit. And going to this little documentary, let me see. There's this dude, Edomite. The dude's fucked all the way up. That's the guy right there. Not to be funny or anything, but I don't know what. Oh, here it is. Okay, you see the guy. The guy's fucked all the way up, and this is just one instance. He had to have surgery. I think he mentioned he had over 30 surgeries because he was missing his right nostril. On the screen, it's gonna look like the left, but to him, it's his right. But he was missing one of his nostrils. He had to go through, go through all this shit. He was born like that. He talked about how he went through school. Dude's fucked all the way up. He came out like that. And not only does these chemicals have physical effects on the people, but it also has mental effects on the people. That's why you have a lot of people that you know that like I don't want to say hyper, but it seemed kind of like drugged up because even when you go into your food, right? What did they put in the animals? Hormones. You know, all these type of fucking steroids and shit. And that has an effect on you people, you know? And once again, you people look at the prophets like what Trump said, the prophets of doom. But Trump knows about all this shit. He didn't tell any of you people about it. He's not doing shit about it. You dumb it like what he say, make America great. He say all you fucking idiots who look at people like him and say he cares about American. Once again, you take a look at all the shit that's happening on the back end that's fucking up all you people. For example, you fast food. Everybody knows that fast food isn't necessarily good for you, but not everybody knows the full extent of how bad that shit is. Of how not good that shit is for you. But you still see that shit being promoted. And like here it is, you have all this talk of like horse meat, animal meat being in the fast food. You may say, "Oh, that's just a conspiracy theory," but that shit, that's not being said over and over again just because it's just a conspiracy theory. It may not necessarily be horse meat. It may be human meat, or it may be horse meat. It may be fucking monkey meat. Once again, a lot of you fucking idiots who call yourselves Americans, you niggas truly don't understand the extent to which the shit situation that you're truly in. It's Habakkuk 2 and 5. And then, with this whole pandemic, it's being very slowly found out that your leaders don't give a fuck about you. And even when you dive into this, which I gotta do more. But when you dive into this type of thing, how like this just this aspect of the chemicals being everything, fucking you up, like this radiation from your cell phone devices. This shit is done on purpose. They'll say that, hey, we didn't know, it wasn't our intention. But if you have a thief that steals someone's pencil, and then you have, a witness that goes to the owner of said pencil and say, hey, that guy stole your pencil. Do you think the thief is going to say, yeah, I did it? He's going to say, no, this nigga's fucking lying. That's what Esau's doing. You fucking idiots. When you have people that say, hey, this is bad for you, they putting all this shit in the food and all this chemicals and shit, and then they say, no, we're not doing this. They're like it. I don't. It doesn't compute. That just goes to show how fucking stupid you Americans really are. Because for one, let's say it was a conspiracy theory. What's the harm in actually doing a little bit of research on the shit? It's Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and this is death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, heapeth unto him all people. And this is talking about the white man. Right? But it mentions how he is as death. And once again, when you take a look, literally everything, there chemicals in your laundry detergent that gets on your skin, it gets absorbed into your skin, into your bloodstream, into your body. The radiation from devices. I'm sitting in front of a computer right now. Your cell phones, Wi-Fi, these new 5G towers these fuckers are putting up. The food, the air, water. There's actually a safe level of like there's a certain level, they have it set where there's a certain level of contaminants that can be allowed in water. But if it goes above that level, then the water is deemed unsafe to drink. But the point I'm getting at is they allow a certain level of contaminants in your water. Water shouldn't have fucking contaminants in it. And the elder brother also mentioned how pretty much even if you do try to be healthy, you're still fucked, you know? Because this shit got into your parents' bloodstream, got into their parents' bloodstream, got into their parents' bloodstream, their parents' blood. In other words, even like once again, us now, even if you try to be healthy, it's impossible. You can be healthy as you can be, but you're never going to be at 100%, nowhere near 100%. Because from the very from your birth, from your inception, you were fucked. All these chemicals were already was in your mother and your father, and it's transferred into you before you were even born. And that's he also brought out a scripture and mentioned how no flesh shall be saved. And when you don't even have to look up, you don't even have to do an extensive amount of research or do any deep diving. Basic shit. And when you understand this, like common sense tells you that life literally, and he mentioned this too, life literally can't go on if everybody's being fucked all the way up like this. And you don't see documentaries like this. Why? Because obviously shit like this isn't going to be put out in the open. Your media, they're not gonna want to advertise stuff like this to you. They're not gonna want to actually tell you what's going on. That's why you have to literally hear these type of things from word of mouth, or you have to do deep diving to actually find these certain documentaries about the shit going on. Like let me take a look at this. I want to see when it was made. 2 years ago. Boy, you have like you have them still being made now. But these documentaries from I don't want to say a while ago because that's not really that long ago. But even you have documentaries they've made before then that have been hidden or not hidden, but just you're not going to see them just advertised like you see some faggot in a dress or some shit. You have to do some looking. And that's why, you have Obadiah, I think it's 118 or 1-10, how Esau, so-called white man, is going to be exterminated. Because he is nothing but a fucking disease. He is literally a disease. When you go into our ancestors and whatnot, how did we didn't use inoculations to heal ourselves from disease and stuff. What do we use? The scriptures say how herbs can be used for healing, obviously through the power of the Lord, but it didn't say inoculation through the power of the Lord. It said herbs. That's back then. So now when you look into the ingredients of this shit, it's it's harmful and detrimental to your health. And you said watching it, you get pissed off, and I kind of did, because it's ridiculous. And under us, when the earth is in, when we rule the earth, you're not gonna have to. That's another thing. Another reason why a lot of you people are fucking stupid, who keep voting for Esau and want America to advance. Because under the rulership of America, you people are going to continue to fucking suffer. You people are going to continue to go through this shit. But under us, you're not going to go through. You're not going to have to worry about chemicals and poison being in your food. Zobadiah 1:10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And what the scripture says, going to be cut off forever. In other words, you're going to be exterminated. Because what you Edomites, you white people, are a fucking disease. And like what? That's just the truth. Who's at the hell? Who controls the earth? White motherfuckers. Who's at the head of all these big companies and banking families and all these fucking families that own these chemical plant companies and all this shit? You white motherfuckers. Who whitewash history? You white motherfuckers. And that's just the truth. And I shouldn't even have to mention slavery. Like, you fuckers didn't even pay for that. And like, there's not even a dollar. You can't even repay that shit in dollars. The amount of damage you did to our people, and not only that, but to the earth. There's no dollar amount that you could put on that. The only acceptable recompense is going to be your ass. That's the only way you can pay it back, your ass. Now, obviously, no one wants to, throw themselves into an ass whooping. That's why the Lord is going to help your ass along. Because, the Lord talks about how he's going to deliver judgment to the earth. And he's going to give you a reward, or just recompense. Reward, something around like that. Scripture that says something like that. In other words, everybody's, working and earning their reward. You have the elect earning their salvation, and you have all you other fuckers earning an ass whooping. And you Edomites have more than earned your ass whooping. There's another scripture. That was pretty much going to be it. Want to make it quick. I dig it, man. He said, you watching, you would. But there's another scripture. I can't think of it. But yeah, like, quick. But just thinking about, and, watching the documentaries, like, I used to look into this shit and just brought back, a lot of, just a ton of shit. And on the fact that, it's interesting how you people believe in justice, yet you don't want you say you believe in justice, yet you don't want actual justice to be carried out. But hope this edifying. Say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Ashah, Bashim, Gakodash, and get divine, so apostle, and teach you great medicine from my land is true. Shalom to the hopeful, like the visible, and destruction, Babylon, great America.